My name is Sal. I'm the president of Spyderco. My wife Gail and I founded Spyderco in 1976. While our son is currently running the company, we're still involved in the company. And I was asked to explain what we did with the World Trade Center project. So we'll start with the attack. The attack was really shocking for us. It was kind of like Pearl Harbor, except with Pearl Harbor, we knew there was a war going on.
Can you tell us what kind of an airplane is it?
I can have it be a 737 out of the World Trade Center. It was a big, big plane.
When September 11th World Trade Center was attacked, most Americans were quite shocked. We had no idea who would attack us or why they would attack us. And so it was really an eye-opener for us. We were just really not all that aware of what was going on. As a result, we paid attention to the news. We were stunned for weeks. The skies were quiet. There were no planes in the sky. And we were all trying to figure out what happened and how it happened and why it happened. Many of the people that were running into the towers when everybody else was running out were carrying our knives. That's our market. Law enforcement, fire departments, paramedics, in general, save and serve. And so we really felt bad about the whole thing. We were also paying attention to the cleanup crew, which was working on the World Trade Center after they came down. And then we got notice from some of the NYPD boys that the cleanup crew was having a hard time getting through the fiberglass drapes. So Gail and I decided to engrave a few hundred serrated rescue knives. We put in memory of America's finest on each blade, and we shipped them to the NYPD to distribute to the cleanup crew so that they could cut up the drapes or anything else that needed to be cut. Gail and I felt we wanted to do more. We wanted to do something special. We were able to obtain some steel from Tower 1. And that's when the entire project began. We designed a new knife, a new model. We invented a new lock, that was the ball lock, which we ended up putting a patent on. And then we wanted to cut out skylines out of the steel from Tower 1 that we could put into the handle of the rescue model that we designed. We were tooling up the model at the time. So I looked at a lot of views of the World Trade Center from 360 degrees, and I eventually decided to use the view from the Jersey shore where Muhammad Atta had planned the attack from. And that's what we did. We cut out the little skylines with a wire EDM so that they would all be exactly the same, and we could nest them into the handle. We started working on this project. It took a long time because it was a new design, it was a new lock. We were tooling up at the time. We wanted to make it in the U.S. because it was a U.S. project. We had special box made that had the skyline engraved on the top. We had special paperwork, every knife was numbered, and we had authenticity paperwork. So it was quite the project. And we made a little over 2,800 knives, a number of people that were killed in the towers. I don't remember the exact number. And then we went into production. When we finally finished it all, we offered them to the public. We sold all of them at full boat. I think we gave away two. One went to John DeLaro's wife, which I'll get into a little bit later, and the other one we sent to the World Trade Center that they were rebuilding. I don't know what they did with it, but those were the only two that were given away. Even my family had to pay full boat for all of the ones that we did. We finished the project, and then we gave 100% of the profit to the Widows and Orphans Fund. We thought that that was a good thing for us to do. Some of the NYPD folks said that John DeLaro was a Spyderco advocate, and he was killed in the towers. And they asked that we use his name somewhere in the project. So after we finished making the World Trade Center knives, we changed the mold and we created a new handle, which became the John DeLara model. We've since modified it probably 3 or 4 times, trying to find that ideal combination. We're always using CQI, constant quality improvement, to improve our models as we find them. And then we had some steel from the World Trade Center that we left over because we had gotten quite a bit. And so we decided to put a display in the store that was the beams from the Tower 1, which our customers could see and actually touch if they wanted to. We were going to take down the display at the end of the month because we did a different display each month, but our customers asked that we continue to leave it up, and so we put it up, and we kept it there ever since. And Gail's kept it pretty much up to date. We have the new pictures of the new center, and it's quite a thing for our customers to take a look at. A lot of tears. In 2003, we started to send our native model to our troops in the Middle East. We engraved the operation on each one, because that changed a few times during the long process. And we engraved, "We pray for your safe return" on each knife, because that's the way we felt about it. And we did a lottery with the soldiers in the Middle East, and we sent out between 50 and 60 pieces a month. My wife Gail signed every letter that went out to the troops with the knife, and as the model changed on the knife, we just went to the new model. And so as a result of that project, we ended up with a lot of response from the soldiers. And so my wife, Gail, decided she wanted to set up a corner in the store, which she called Patriots Corner, and we're still adding to that corner. We sent the knives to the Middle East, up until a few months ago. We did it every month. We probably sent between 10 and 12,000 knives out there. And you don't see too many of these knives come up for sale. The rescue that we sent to the cleanup crew never comes up on eBay. The World Trade Center knives that we sent out, you never see them coming up for sale, and if they do, they're very expensive. And so because of the knives, we ended up getting a lot of communication with the troops in the Middle East. They sent letters, they sent photographs, they sent numerous American flags that had flown over different parts of Afghanistan, and each one has a certificate of authenticity, and you can see them at this display. And the 20th anniversary of 9/11 is coming up pretty soon, and it certainly has changed the landscape of the way we think about things here in America. And I think it's really important that we stop the world a little bit and take the time to remember, take the time to appreciate everyone involved, everyone that passed away, and pay attention to what's going on in the world today, because I don't think we're finished with this.